What if the stories we tell about the afterlife are more than just myths? What if they are windows into the deepest fears, hopes, and mysteries of humanity? Picture this: a goddess descends into the underworld, stripped of her power, facing trials that test her very essence. This is the tale of Inanna, one of the oldest legends of the underworld, and it's just the beginning of a journey that will take us through 30 dark and haunting tales from across the globe. From the icy realms of Norse Helheim to the labyrinthine hells of Chinese Diyu, every culture has its own vision of what lies beyond the veil of death. These stories are not just about the afterlife, they are about life itself, reflecting the values, fears, and beliefs of the people who told them. They remind us that the underworld is not just a place of punishment or rest, but a mirror of the human soul. In this video, we'll explore 30 of the most fascinating and chilling legends of the underworld, spanning ancient Mesopotamia, Greece, Egypt, and beyond. Each story offers a glimpse into how different civilizations grappled with the unknown, weaving tales of gods, heroes, and monsters that continue to captivate us today. So, are you ready to step into the shadows, to uncover the secrets of the underworld and the lessons they hold for the living? Stay with us, because by the end of this journey, you'll see these ancient myths in a whole new light, and maybe even question what lies beyond our own mortal existence. Let's begin. Now, let's take our first step into the shadows with the ancient Mesopotamian tale of Inanna, the goddess of love and war. This story is one of the oldest recorded myths of the underworld, dating back over 4,000 years. Inanna's descent into the underworld is not just a journey into darkness, it's a profound exploration of power, vulnerability, and transformation. Inanna, a powerful and revered goddess, decides to descend into the underworld, a place ruled by her sister, Ereshkigal, the Queen of the Dead. But this is no ordinary visit. Inanna knows the journey will be perilous, and she prepares by adorning herself with 7 sacred items, each symbolizing her divine authority. Yet, as she passes through the 7 gates of the underworld, she is stripped of each one, leaving her naked and powerless before her sister. This act of stripping away is deeply symbolic. It represents the loss of identity, status, and control, a universal theme that resonates with anyone who has faced a moment of profound vulnerability. Inanna's trials don't end there. She is judged, killed, and hung on a hook, her lifeless body left to rot. But this is not the end of her story. Through the intervention of her loyal servant, Ninshubur, and the wisdom of the god Enki, Inanna is eventually revived and allowed to return to the world of the living. However, her resurrection comes with a price. She must find someone to take her place in the underworld. This haunting condition reflects the Mesopotamian belief in the inevitability of death and the balance between life and the afterlife. Inanna's journey is more than just a myth. It's a reflection of how the ancient Mesopotamians viewed death and the afterlife. The underworld was not a place of eternal punishment or reward, but a somber realm where all souls, regardless of their deeds in life, would eventually reside. Inanna's descent and return symbolize the cyclical nature of life and death, as well as the transformative power of facing one's darkest moments. This legend also highlights the Mesopotamian understanding of the divine as both powerful and fallible. Inanna, despite her godly status, is not immune to suffering or death. Her story reminds us that even the mightiest among us must confront their own mortality. As we leave Inanna's tale behind, we carry with us the echoes of her journey, a reminder that the underworld is not just a place of fear, but a realm of profound lessons about life, loss, and the resilience of the human spirit. Next, we'll venture into the Greek underworld, where the god Hades reigns and the fate of souls is decided by the cold waters of the river Styx. Stay with us as we continue our descent into the mysteries of the afterlife. Now we turn our gaze to the ancient Greeks, where the underworld takes on a darker, more structured form under the rule of Hades, the god of the dead. Unlike the Mesopotamian underworld, the Greek realm of the afterlife is a place of strict order and judgment, where every soul is destined to face its fate. At the heart of this shadowy domain lies the river Styx, the infamous boundary between the world of the living and the dead. To cross this murky river, souls must first encounter Charon, the grim ferryman who demands payment for passage. Those who cannot pay, often because they were not buried with a coin, are doomed to wander the riverbanks for eternity, a haunting reminder of the importance of proper burial rites in Greek culture. Once across the Styx, souls arrive before the three judges of the dead, Minos, Rhadamanthus, and Aeacus. These figures, once mortal kings renowned for their wisdom and fairness, now hold the power to determine the fate of every soul. Based on their deeds in life, souls are sent to one of three realms: the blissful Elysium for the virtuous, the neutral asphodel meadows for the ordinary, or the torturous Tartarus for the wicked. This system reflects the Greek belief in a moral order that extends even into the afterlife. But perhaps the most poignant tale of the Greek underworld is the story of Orpheus and Eurydice. Orpheus, a gifted musician, descends into the underworld to retrieve his beloved Eurydice after her untimely death. His music is so enchanting that it moves even the cold heart of Hades, who grants him a chance to bring Eurydice back to the living world, on one condition. Orpheus must not look back at her until they have both reached the surface. Tragically, overcome by doubt and love, Orpheus glances back just before they emerge, and Eurydice is lost to him forever. This heartbreaking story underscores the Greek view of the underworld as a place of finality and the harsh consequences of human frailty. It also highlights the power of art and emotion, as Orpheus's music briefly softens the unyielding nature of death itself. The Greek underworld, with its rivers, judges, and tragic tales, offers a stark contrast to the cyclical journey of Inanna. Here, the afterlife is a place of judgment and permanence, where every action in life has a consequence. It's a realm that reflects the Greek emphasis on fate, morality, and the inescapable nature of death. As we leave the shadowy halls of Hades behind, we prepare to step into the golden sands of ancient Egypt, where the underworld takes on a very different form. The Duat, as it's known, is a place of trials, transformation, and the promise of eternal life. Join us as we continue our journey through the mysteries of the afterlife. Now we journey from the shadowy realms of Hades to the sunlit sands of ancient Egypt, where the underworld takes on a strikingly different character. Here, the afterlife is not a place of final judgment, but a transformative journey filled with trials, magic, and the promise of eternal life. This realm is known as the Duat, a mysterious and intricate underworld that reflects the Egyptians' deep connection to the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. At the heart of the Duat lies the journey of the soul, a perilous voyage that every deceased person must undertake. Unlike the Greek underworld, where souls are judged immediately, the Egyptian afterlife is a process of purification and renewal. The soul, or ka, must navigate a series of gates, each guarded by fearsome deities and demons. To pass safely, the deceased must recite spells and incantations from the Book of the Dead, a collection of magical texts that served as a guide to the afterlife. These spells were often inscribed on papyrus scrolls and buried with the dead, ensuring they had the knowledge to overcome the challenges ahead. The most critical moment in this journey is the weighing of the heart ceremony. Here, the soul stands before Osiris, the god of the dead, and a council of 42 divine judges. The heart of the deceased, believed to hold the essence of their character and deeds, is placed on a scale balanced against the feather of Maat, the goddess of truth and justice. If the heart is lighter than the feather, the soul is deemed pure and worthy of entering the field of reeds, a paradise of eternal bliss. But if the heart is heavy with sin, it is devoured by Ammit, a monstrous creature part lion, hippopotamus, and crocodile, condemning the soul to oblivion. Osiris, the Lord of the Dead, plays a central role in this process. Once a mortal king, Osiris was murdered by his jealous brother Set but resurrected by his wife Isis. His story of death and rebirth made him a symbol of resurrection and eternal life, and he became the ruler of the Duat. His presence offers hope to the deceased as he embodies the possibility of overcoming death itself. The Book of the Dead, often personalized for each individual, was more than just a guide, it was a lifeline. It contained not only spells for protection but also declarations of innocence where the deceased proclaimed their purity before the gods. This text reveals the Egyptians' belief in the power of words and rituals to shape one's destiny, even in the afterlife. The Duat, with its trials, transformations, and ultimate promise of eternal life, stands in stark contrast to the Greek underworld. It reflects the Egyptians' optimistic view of the afterlife, where death is not an end but a new beginning. As we leave the golden sands of Egypt behind, we prepare to venture into the icy, desolate realm of the Norse underworld, Helheim, where the afterlife takes on a far colder and more foreboding tone. Now we leave the golden sands of Egypt behind and step into a world of biting cold and eternal twilight. Our next destination is Helheim, the Norse underworld, a realm as harsh and unforgiving as the icy winds that sweep across its barren plains. Ruled by the enigmatic goddess Hel, this desolate land is a far cry from the transformative journey of the Duat. Here, the afterlife is a place of stillness and shadows, where the dead reside in a state of quiet existence, far removed from the glory of Valhalla. Helheim is a realm of stark contrasts. Its landscape is a frozen expanse shrouded in mist and darkness, where the rivers flow with icy waters and the air is thick with an unending chill. This underworld is not a place of punishment like the Christian hell, but rather a neutral resting place for those who did not die in battle. It is a reflection of the Norse belief in fate and the inevitability of death, where even the bravest warriors must eventually find their way to Hel's domain. At the heart of Helheim lies the Hall of Hel herself, a vast and somber structure that mirrors the cold beauty of its ruler. Hel, the daughter of the trickster god Loki, is a figure of both compassion and detachment. She presides over the dead with a quiet authority, ensuring that the balance between life and death is maintained. Her realm is not one of torment, but of quiet acceptance, where the dead await the final events of Norse cosmology, the prophecy of Ragnarok. One of the most poignant stories tied to Helheim is the tale of Baldur, the beloved god of light and purity. Baldur's death, orchestrated by Loki's treachery, sent shockwaves through the Norse pantheon. After being struck down by a mistletoe arrow, Baldur's soul descended to Helheim, where Hel awaited him. The gods, desperate to bring him back, sent Hermod, the messenger god, to plead with Hel for his release. Hel agreed, but only on one condition: every living thing in the world must weep for Baldur. Though the gods nearly succeeded, Loki, disguised as a giantess, refused to shed a tear, sealing Baldur's fate in Helheim. This story underscores the inevitability of death and the fragility of life, even for the gods themselves. Helheim also plays a crucial role in the prophecy of Ragnarok, the cataclysmic end of the world. During this final battle, the dead of Helheim will rise, led by Hel herself, to join the forces of chaos against the gods. This event marks the culmination of the Norse belief in cyclical destruction and rebirth, where even the underworld is not exempt from the tides of fate. As we prepare to leave the icy grip of Helheim, we turn our gaze to another underworld, one steeped in mystery and layered with challenges: the Aztec Mictlan. This realm, ruled by the skeletal gods Mictlantecutli and Mictlantecuhtli, offers a journey far more perilous than the quiet stillness of Helheim, but that is a tale for another moment. Now we journey from the icy stillness of Helheim to a realm of fiery trials and layered mysteries: the Aztec underworld of Mictlan. Unlike the quiet acceptance of Helheim, Mictlan is a place of relentless challenges, where the dead must navigate a perilous journey through 9 distinct levels, each more treacherous than the last. Ruled by the skeletal gods Mictlantecutli and Mictlantecuhtli, this underworld reflects the Aztec belief in the transformative power of death and the arduous path to the afterlife. Mictlan is not a place of eternal punishment, but rather a destination for those who died ordinary deaths, unconnected to war, sacrifice, or childbirth. For these souls, the journey begins with a descent into the first level, where they must cross a river filled with rushing waters. This is just the beginning of a series of trials designed to test their endurance and resolve. Each level presents its own unique challenge, from navigating winds sharp as blades to traversing mountains that clash together, threatening to crush the unwary traveler. The fourth level, for example, is a desolate plain where icy winds strip away the flesh of the dead, leaving only their bones. By the time they reach the sixth level, they must endure a rain of arrows, a test of their resilience and determination. The final levels are no less daunting, with rivers of blood and darkness so profound it seems to swallow the soul whole. Only after successfully passing through all 9 levels can the dead reach their final resting place, a place of eternal rest and peace. What makes Mictlan particularly fascinating is its cultural significance. For the Aztecs, death was not an end but a transition, a necessary step in the cycle of life and rebirth. The journey through Mictlan was seen as a purification process where the soul shed its earthly ties and prepared for its next existence. This belief was deeply intertwined with Aztec rituals and ceremonies, particularly during the festival of Mictlantecuhtli, the goddess of the dead, which honored the deceased and celebrated their journey to the afterlife. The story of Mictlan also highlights the Aztec understanding of duality, life and death, light and darkness, creation and destruction. Mictlantecutli and Mictlantecuhtli, the rulers of this underworld, embody this balance. While their skeletal forms may seem fearsome, they are not malevolent figures. Instead, they serve as guardians of the dead, ensuring that the cycle of life and death continues uninterrupted. As we prepare to leave the fiery trials of Mictlan behind, we turn our attention to another underworld, one steeped in fear and riddled with tests, the Mayan Xibalba. This realm, a place of deception and danger, offers a stark contrast to the structured challenges of Mictlan, but that is a story for another moment. Now we step into the shadowy depths of the Mayan underworld, Xibalba, a realm far removed from the structured trials of Mictlan. Xibalba, whose name translates to place of fright, is a labyrinth of deception and danger where the rules of the living world no longer apply. Here, the dead are subjected to a series of cruel and cunning tests, designed not just to challenge their strength, but to exploit their fears and weaknesses. At the heart of this underworld lies the story of the hero twins, Hunahpu and Xbalanque, whose journey through Xibalba is one of the most enduring legends in Mayan mythology. The tale begins with the twins' father, Hunahpu, who was lured to Xibalba by its rulers, the Lords of Death. After being tricked and defeated, Hunahpu was sacrificed, his head hung in a calabash tree as a grim warning to others. Years later, his sons, Hunahpu and Xbalanque, vowed to avenge their father and confront the Lords of Death. Their journey into Xibalba was not just a quest for revenge, but a test of their ingenuity, courage, and unity. Upon entering Xibalba, the twins faced a series of deadly trials, each more treacherous than the last. The first challenge was the Dark House, a pitch-black chamber where they were left to fend off swarms of bats. Next came the Razor House, filled with blades that moved on their own, and the Cold House, where freezing temperatures threatened to claim their lives. Yet the twins' greatest test was the Jaguar House, where they were forced to confront their deepest fears. What sets Xibalba apart from other underworlds is its emphasis on deception. The Lords of Death were masters of trickery, constantly trying to outwit the twins. At one point, they sent a messenger with a seemingly harmless request to bring back flowers from a garden. But this was a trap, as the garden was guarded by venomous creatures. The twins, however, used their wits to outsmart the lords, proving that intelligence and resourcefulness were just as important as physical strength. The climax of their journey came in the ball court of Xibalba, where the twins faced the lords of death in a deadly game of the Mesoamerican bowl game. Using their cunning, they turned the tables on their opponents, ultimately defeating the lords and restoring balance to the world. But their victory came at a cost. In the end, the twins chose to ascend to the heavens, becoming the sun and the moon, symbols of light and renewal. This legend reflects the Mayan belief in the cyclical nature of life and death. For the Maya, death was not an end, but a transition, a necessary step in the journey of the soul. The trials of Xibalba symbolize the challenges one must overcome to achieve resurrection and transformation. The story of the hero twins also underscores the importance of courage, unity, and the triumph of good over evil, themes that resonate deeply in Mayan culture. As we leave the treacherous halls of Xibalba behind, we turn our gaze to another underworld, one that blurs the line between life and death, the Celtic otherworld. This realm, a place of both beauty and danger, offers a stark contrast to the fear and deception of Xibalba. But that is a tale for another moment. Now, we journey from the treacherous trials of Xibalba to the enchanting yet perilous realm of the Celtic otherworld. Unlike the fear-driven landscapes of the Mayan underworld, the Celtic otherworld is a place of duality, both breathtakingly beautiful and fraught with hidden dangers. This mystical realm, often described as a land of eternal youth and abundance, exists alongside the mortal world, accessible through ancient mounds, sacred groves, or during moments of twilight when the veil between worlds grows thin. At the heart of the otherworld lies its connection to the Shia, the fairy folk of Celtic mythology. These beings, often depicted as powerful and otherworldly, are the guardians of this realm. The Shia are not merely whimsical creatures, they are deeply tied to the natural world and the cycles of life and death. To encounter them is to step into a world where time flows differently and the boundaries between reality and illusion blur. One of the most famous legends tied to the otherworld is the story of Oisin and Tyr na an Og. Oisin, a warrior and poet, was the son of the legendary hero Fionn mac Cumhaill. One day, while hunting, Oisin encountered Niamh, a radiant princess from Tyr na an Og, the land of eternal youth. Niamh invited Oisin to join her in this magical realm where time stood still and sorrow was unknown. Entranced by her beauty and the promise of an idyllic life, Oisin agreed, and together they rowed across the sea to Tyr na an Og. For what felt like mere months, Oisin lived in bliss, unaware that centuries were passing in the mortal world. However, a longing for his homeland eventually grew within him. Niamh, sensing his desire, allowed him to return but warned him never to set foot on the soil of the mortal world. Oisin heeded her advice at first, but upon seeing the changes that had befallen his people, he forgot her warning. The moment he touched the ground, the weight of centuries caught up with him, and he aged instantly, becoming a frail old man. This poignant tale illustrates the otherworld's dual nature, its allure and its peril. It is a place of wonder where the burdens of mortality are lifted, but it is also a realm of deception where the passage of time is distorted and the consequences of leaving can be devastating. The story of Oisin and Tyr na an Og reflects the Celtic belief in the interconnectedness of life and death, and the idea that the otherworld is not a final destination, but a parallel existence that mirrors and influences the mortal realm. The Celtic otherworld challenges our understanding of reality, inviting us to question the boundaries between life and death, time and eternity. It is a realm where beauty and danger coexist, where the Shia wield their power, and where legends like Oisin's remind us of the fragility of human existence. As we leave the shimmering landscapes of the otherworld behind, we prepare to explore another underworld, one steeped in darkness and mystery, the Japanese Yomi. But that is a tale for another moment. Now we turn our gaze from the ethereal beauty of the Celtic otherworld to the shadowy depths of the Japanese underworld, Yomi. Unlike the duality of the otherworld, Yomi is a realm steeped in darkness and decay, a place where the dead reside under the rule of Izanami, the goddess of creation and death. This underworld is not a place of eternal youth or abundance, but rather a somber reflection of the inevitability of mortality and the consequences of defying natural order. The story of Yomi is deeply intertwined with the tale of Izanagi and Izanami, the divine couple who shaped the islands of Japan and gave birth to its gods. After Izanami died giving birth to the fire god Kagetsuchi, she descended to Yomi, leaving Izanagi heartbroken and determined to bring her back. Armed with a comb and a torch, Izanagi ventured into the underworld, a place where light and life were absent, and the air was thick with the stench of death. When Izanagi finally found Izanami, she warned him not to look at her, for she had already consumed the food of Yomi and was bound to its realm. But overcome by grief and curiosity, Izanagi lit his torch and beheld her decaying form. Horrified by what he saw, he fled, breaking the taboo that would have allowed Izanami to return to the world of the living. Enraged, Izanami sent demons to pursue him, but Izanagi managed to escape by blocking the entrance to Yomi with a massive boulder, sealing the boundary between life and death. This legend reflects the Shinto belief in the impurity of death and the importance of maintaining boundaries between the living and the dead. In Shinto tradition, death is seen as a source of spiritual pollution, and rituals are performed to cleanse and protect the living from its influence. Izanagi's journey to Yomi and his ultimate failure to bring Izanami back underscore the idea that death is an irreversible force, one that cannot be conquered or undone. The story also highlights the consequences of defying natural order. Izanagi's act of looking at Izanami, despite her warning, symbolizes the human tendency to seek answers and control over the unknown, even when doing so leads to irreversible consequences. The boulder that seals Yomi serves as a reminder of the unbridgeable divide between life and death, a boundary that must be respected to maintain harmony in the world. As we leave the haunting realm of Yomi behind, we prepare to explore another underworld, one where the wicked face punishment and the righteous find guidance, the Hindu Naraka. But that is a tale for another moment. Now, as we step away from the shadowy confines of Yomi, we find ourselves entering a realm where justice is meted out with unyielding precision, the Hindu Naraka. Unlike the decaying stillness of Yomi, Naraka is a place of retribution, where the wicked face the consequences of their actions in life. This underworld is not a single, uniform domain but a complex hierarchy of hells, each designed to punish specific sins and misdeeds. At the heart of Naraka stands Yama, the god of death and justice, who presides over the fate of souls with unwavering authority. Often depicted as a stern figure holding a noose and a mace, Yama is both feared and respected, for he ensures that every soul receives its due. When a person dies, their soul is brought before Yama, who weighs their deeds against the scales of karma. This moment of judgment determines whether the soul ascends to a higher realm, is reborn, or descends into one of the many levels of Naraka. The levels of Naraka are as varied as the sins they punish. Some are filled with scorching flames, while others are icy and desolate. In one level, souls may endure endless hunger and thirst, while in another, they might face torment from relentless demons. Each punishment is tailored to reflect the nature of the soul's misdeeds, ensuring that the suffering is both fitting and transformative. For example, those who committed acts of cruelty might find themselves in a hell where they are subjected to the same pain they inflicted on others. Central to the concept of Naraka is the idea of karma, the belief that every action, whether good or bad, has consequences that shape one's destiny. In Hinduism, karma is not merely a system of reward and punishment, but a cosmic law that governs the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. The time spent in Naraka is not eternal. It is a period of purification after which the soul is reborn to continue its journey toward spiritual liberation. This belief in karma and the existence of Naraka serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of ethical living. It underscores the idea that our actions have far-reaching consequences, not just in this life but in the afterlife as well. The stories of Naraka and Yama are not meant to inspire fear alone, but to encourage self-reflection and moral responsibility. As we leave the fiery depths of Naraka behind, we prepare to journey into another underworld, one where souls navigate a labyrinth of judgment and punishment, the Chinese Diyu. But that is a tale for another moment. Now, as we move from the fiery retribution of Naraka, we find ourselves descending into a realm of intricate judgment and labyrinthine punishment, the Chinese Diyu. This underworld is not a single, unified domain but a sprawling network of hells, each governed by its own rules and overseen by a hierarchy of judges. At the center of this complex system stands Yanluo Wang, the king of hell, who ensures that every soul receives its due according to the deeds committed in life. Diyu is often depicted as a vast, maze-like structure with 10 distinct courts, each presided over by a different judge. These courts are designed to address specific sins, from lying and theft to more severe crimes like murder and betrayal. Upon death, a soul is brought before the first court, where Yanluo Wang and his judges meticulously review the individual's life. The soul's actions are weighed, and its fate is determined whether it will face punishment, be reborn, or ascend to a higher realm. The punishments in Diyu are as varied as the sins they address. In one court, souls might be forced to climb a mountain of knives, while in another, they could be submerged in a pool of boiling oil. These torments are not merely acts of cruelty, but are meant to purify the soul, stripping away the impurities of past misdeeds. The ultimate goal is not eternal suffering but spiritual cleansing, preparing the soul for its next incarnation. One of the most fascinating legends connected to Diyu is the tale of the white snake. This story tells of a serpent spirit who transforms into a beautiful woman and falls in love with a mortal man. When her true nature is revealed, she is condemned to Diyu for her deception. However, her love and devotion ultimately lead to her redemption, highlighting the themes of judgment, forgiveness, and the possibility of transformation even within the harsh confines of the underworld. The concept of Diyu reflects the Chinese belief in the importance of moral accountability and the interconnectedness of life, death, and rebirth. It serves as a reminder that our actions have consequences, not just in this life but in the afterlife as well. The intricate structure of Diyu and its 10 courts underscores the idea that justice is not a simple matter, but a complex process that takes into account the nuances of human behavior. As we leave the labyrinthine halls of Diyu behind, we prepare to explore another underworld, one where the journey of the soul takes on a different form, the Sumerian Kur. But that is a story for another time. Now, shifting our gaze from the intricate courts of Diyu, we step into the shadowy depths of the Sumerian underworld known as Kur. Unlike the structured judgment of Diyu, Kur is a bleak and desolate realm, shrouded in darkness and ruled by the formidable goddess Ereshkigal. This underworld is not a place of redemption or rebirth, but a final destination for the dead, where souls exist in a state of perpetual gloom. Kur is described as a vast, cavernous space beneath the earth, a place where light and hope are absent. It is a realm of silence and stillness where the dead are stripped of their vitality and reduced to mere shadows of their former selves. Ereshkigal, the queen of Kur, presides over this Soma domain with an iron grip, ensuring that no soul escapes its confines. Her rule is absolute, and even the gods tread carefully when dealing with her. One of the most compelling stories tied to Kur comes from the Epic of Gilgamesh, one of the oldest known works of literature. In this epic, the hero Gilgamesh's companion, Enkidu, descends into Kur after his death. Enkidu's journey into the underworld is not one of his own choosing but a consequence of his mortality. Through a dream, Enkidu glimpses the horrors of Kur, a place where the dead wear feathers like birds and eat dust, a stark contrast to the vibrant life he once knew. This descent into Kher serves as a powerful exploration of mortality and the human fear of death. Enkidu's experience in the underworld highlights the inevitability of death and the stark divide between the living and the dead. It also underscores the Sumerian belief that the afterlife is not a place of reward or punishment but a neutral, albeit grim, existence. The story of Enkidu's journey forces Gilgamesh to confront his own mortality, setting him on a quest for immortality that ultimately leads him to accept the limits of human life. The myth of Kher and Enkidu's descent also reflects the Sumerian worldview, where the afterlife is not a place of moral reckoning but a continuation of existence in a diminished form. This perspective contrasts sharply with other underworld legends we've explored, where judgment and transformation play central roles. Instead, Kher serves as a reminder of the inevitability of death and the fragility of life, themes that resonate deeply within the human experience. As we leave the somber depths of Kher behind, we prepare to venture into another underworld, one where the cycle of life and death takes on a different meaning, the Slavic Nav. But that is a tale for another time. Now, as we step away from the silent gloom of Kher, we find ourselves drawn into the enigmatic world of the Slavic underworld known as Nav. Unlike the desolate finality of Kher, Nav is a realm deeply intertwined with the cycles of life, death, and rebirth, ruled by the mysterious god Veles. This underworld is not merely a place of endings, but a space where the boundaries between life and death blur, reflecting the Slavic belief in the interconnectedness of all things. Nav is often depicted as a shadowy, otherworldly realm, a mirror of the living world but cloaked in mystery and magic. It is a place where the dead reside, yet it is also a source of renewal and transformation. Veles, the god of the underworld, is a complex figure, both a guardian of the dead and a deity associated with fertility, wealth, and the natural world. His dual nature embodies the Slavic understanding of death as a necessary part of the cycle of life, where endings give way to new beginnings. One of the most captivating legends tied to Nav is the tale of the Firebird, a mythical creature of radiant beauty and immense power. The Firebird is said to journey through Nav, its luminous presence illuminating the darkness of the underworld. In Slavic folklore, the Firebird represents both a challenge and a reward, often sought by heroes who must navigate the trials of Nav to capture it. Its journey through the underworld symbolizes the transformative power of death and the promise of renewal that lies beyond it. The Firebird's story is not just a tale of adventure but a profound exploration of the Slavic worldview. It reflects the belief that death is not an end but a passage, a necessary step in the eternal cycle of existence. This perspective is echoed in the rituals and traditions of Slavic culture, where the dead are honored not as lost but as part of a greater, ongoing journey. As we delve deeper into the legends of Nav, we see how this underworld serves as a bridge between the living and the dead, a place where the past and the future converge. It is a realm of mystery and magic where the Firebird's light pierces the darkness, offering hope and renewal to those who dare to seek it. With the echoes of Nav still lingering, we now turn our attention to another underworld, one where the spirits of the ancestors hold sway over the living, the Polynesian Po. But that is a story for another time. Leaving the shadowy depths of Nav behind, we now venture into the vast expanse of the Polynesian underworld known as Po. Unlike the cyclical nature of Nav, Po is a realm steeped in darkness and mystery, a place where the spirits of the dead reside, forever separated from the world of the living. In Polynesian mythology, Po is not just a destination for the departed but a profound symbol of the unknown, a space that embodies the eternal struggle between life and death. Po is often described as a place of endless night, a shadowy void where light and life are absent. It is here that the souls of the dead journey after their earthly existence comes to an end. This journey is not a simple passage but a transformative process guided by the god Milu, the ruler of Po. Milu is a figure of both judgment and guardianship, overseeing the spirits as they transition into the afterlife. His role reflects the Polynesian belief in the importance of balance and order, even in the realm of the dead. One of the most fascinating legends tied to Po is the story of Maui, the trickster hero of Polynesian mythology. Maui, known for his cunning and bravery, sought to conquer death itself by entering Po and defeating Milu. His goal was to bring immortality to humanity, a quest that speaks to the universal human desire to overcome mortality. However, Maui's journey into Po was fraught with challenges. The darkness of the underworld tested his resolve, and the spirits he encountered served as reminders of the inevitability of death. Despite his cleverness, Maui ultimately failed in his mission. His attempt to conquer death ended in tragedy, reinforcing the Polynesian belief that death is an inescapable part of existence. Yet, Maui's story is not one of despair but of courage and the enduring human spirit. It highlights the Polynesian understanding of death as a natural and necessary part of life, a transition that all must face. The legend of Maui and the realm of Po offer a unique perspective on the afterlife, one that emphasizes acceptance and the cyclical nature of existence. In Polynesian culture, death is not an end but a passage into a new state of being, a journey that connects the living and the dead in a continuous cycle. As we reflect on the mysteries of Po, we are reminded of the universal themes that bind these underworld legends together, themes of transformation, courage, and the eternal dance between life and death. And now, as we prepare to explore another realm, we turn our gaze to the frozen underworld of the Inuit, where the sea goddess Sedna reigns supreme. But that is a tale for another time. Now, let us journey from the shadowy depths of Po to the icy, unforgiving world of the Inuit underworld, Adlivan. Unlike the dark void of Po, Adlivan is a frozen realm hidden beneath the sea, a place where the dead must navigate a treacherous path to find their final rest. This underworld is as harsh and unyielding as the Arctic environment itself, reflecting the Inuit people's deep connection to the natural world and their understanding of life's fragility in the face of nature's power. Adlivan is ruled by Sedna, the sea goddess, a figure of immense importance in Inuit mythology. Sedna is both a creator and a destroyer, a deity who controls the sea's bounty and the fate of those who venture into her domain. According to legend, Sedna was once a mortal woman who was cast into the ocean by her father. As she clung to the side of his kayak, he severed her fingers to save himself, and her fingers transformed into the sea creatures that sustain the Inuit people. This act of betrayal and transformation turned Sedna into a powerful and vengeful goddess, one who demands respect and reverence. The journey to Adlivan is not an easy one. The souls of the dead must descend through the icy waters, braving the cold and darkness to reach Sedna's realm. This perilous voyage mirrors the challenges faced by the Inuit in their daily lives, where survival depends on resilience, resourcefulness, and a deep understanding of the natural world. The harshness of Adlivan serves as a reminder of the delicate balance between life and death, a theme that resonates deeply in Inuit culture. Sedna's role in Adlivan is not just as a ruler but as a guardian of the dead. She judges the souls who enter her realm, determining their fate based on their actions in life. Those who lived in harmony with nature and respected its laws are granted peace, while those who defied these principles face her wrath. This belief reflects the Inuit worldview, where respect for the environment and community is essential for survival. The legend of Adlivan and Sedna also highlights the Inuit people's resilience in the face of extreme conditions. The frozen underworld is a metaphor for the challenges of Arctic life, where every decision can mean the difference between life and death. By honoring Sedna and adhering to her laws, the Inuit demonstrate their ability to adapt and thrive in one of the harshest environments on Earth. As we leave the icy depths of Adlivan behind, we are reminded once again of the universal themes that connect these underworld legends: themes of survival, respect for nature, and the enduring human spirit. And now our journey takes us to the fiery realm of Duat, where the Zoroastrian concept of judgment and punishment awaits, but that is a story for another time. From the frozen depths of Adlivon, we now turn to a realm of fire and judgment, the Zoroastrian underworld known as Duat. This fiery domain is where the wicked face the consequences of their actions, a stark contrast to the icy desolation of Sedna's realm. In Zoroastrian belief, Duat is not just a place of punishment but a reflection of the eternal struggle between good and evil, a theme central to this ancient faith. At the heart of this underworld lies the Chinvat Bridge, a pivotal element in the journey of the soul. According to Zoroastrian teachings, after death, every soul must cross this bridge, which serves as a divine test of one's deeds in life. For the righteous, the bridge widens into a path of light, leading them to the house of song, a paradise of eternal bliss. But for the wicked, the bridge narrows to a razor's edge, causing them to fall into the flames of Duat below. This vivid imagery underscores the Zoroastrian emphasis on moral accountability and the consequences of one's choices. The fate of each soul is determined by the forces of Ahura Mazda, the god of light and wisdom, and Angra Mainyu, the spirit of darkness and destruction. Ahura Mazda represents truth, order, and creation, while Angra Mainyu embodies chaos, deceit, and destruction. These two forces are locked in an eternal battle, and every human action contributes to this cosmic struggle. Zoroastrianism teaches that individuals must actively choose to align themselves with Ahura Mazda through righteous deeds, as their choices shape not only their own destiny but also the balance of the universe. The concept of Duat and the Chinvat Bridge highlights the profound importance of moral integrity in Zoroastrianism. It is not enough to simply avoid evil, one must actively pursue good, as every action has far-reaching consequences. This belief system encourages followers to live with purpose and mindfulness, knowing that their choices will ultimately determine their fate in the afterlife. As we reflect on the fiery trials of Duat, we are reminded of the universal themes that run through these underworld legends, themes of judgment, redemption, and the enduring power of choice. And now our journey continues to the misty realm of Tuonla, where the Finnish underworld awaits with its own mysteries and challenges, but that is a tale for another moment. Leaving behind the fiery trials of Duat, we now venture into the shadowy mists of Tuonla, the Finnish underworld. This realm, cloaked in perpetual twilight, is ruled by Tuoni, a figure both feared and revered in Finnish mythology. Tuonla is not just a place of the dead but a reflection of the natural world cycles, where life and death intertwine in a delicate balance. At the heart of Finnish folklore lies the tale of Väinämöinen, a legendary hero and sage whose journey to Tuonla reveals the challenges and mysteries of this underworld. Väinämöinen, seeking the knowledge of the dead, embarks on a perilous quest to retrieve the magical words of creation from Tuonla. His journey is fraught with danger as he must navigate the dark waters of the Tuonla River, guarded by the daughter of Tuoni herself. The challenges Väinämöinen faces are not just physical but deeply symbolic. The river, often described as a boundary between the living and the dead, represents the finality of death and the difficulty of crossing into the unknown. The daughter of Tuoni, a figure of both beauty and menace, tests Väinämöinen's resolve, forcing him to confront his own mortality and the limits of his power. Despite his wisdom and strength, Väinämöinen cannot escape unscathed, and his journey serves as a reminder of the inescapable nature of death. This legend reflects the Finnish worldview, where death is seen as a natural part of existence, neither to be feared nor glorified. Tuonla is not a place of punishment or reward but a continuation of life's journey, where the dead reside in harmony with the natural world. The Finnish people, deeply connected to their environment, viewed death as a transition rather than an end, a belief that permeates their myths and rituals. As we explore the misty depths of Chuonla, we are reminded of the universal themes that bind these underworld legends together. Themes of courage, transformation, and the enduring connection between life and death. And now, our journey takes us to the vibrant and mystical realm of the Aboriginal Dreamtime, where the spirit world holds secrets of creation and the afterlife. But that is a story for another moment. Now, as we step away from the misty realms of Chuonla, we find ourselves immersed in the vibrant and mystical world of the Aboriginal Dreamtime. This concept, central to the spiritual beliefs of Indigenous Australian cultures, is not just a story of creation but a living connection to the land, the ancestors, and the spirit world. The Dreamtime, or Tijukurpa as it is known in some Aboriginal languages, is a timeless dimension where the past, present, and future coexist, shaping the very fabric of existence. At the heart of the Dreamtime lies the belief that ancestral spirits, often depicted as animals or natural forces, shaped the world during a primordial era. These spirits did not vanish after their work was done, but continue to inhabit the land, rivers, and skies, guiding the living and maintaining the balance of life. For the Aboriginal people, the Dreamtime is not a distant myth but a living reality, woven into their daily lives through rituals, art, and storytelling. One of the most iconic figures in the Dreamtime is the rainbow serpent, a powerful ancestral being associated with creation, fertility, and the cycle of life and death. According to legend, the rainbow serpent traveled across the land, carving rivers, shaping mountains, and filling the earth with life. Its movements created the sacred sites that are still revered today, and its presence is believed to bring rain, ensuring the survival of the land and its people. The journey of the soul after death is deeply intertwined with the Dreamtime. Aboriginal beliefs hold that the spirit of the deceased returns to the ancestral realm, rejoining the spirits who shaped the world. This journey is not a one-way path but a continuous cycle, as the spirits of the ancestors remain connected to the living, offering guidance and protection. The Dreamtime, therefore, is not just a story of the past but a bridge between the living and the spirit world, a reminder of the enduring bond between humanity and the natural world. The legend of the rainbow serpent also carries profound lessons about respect for the land and the consequences of disrupting its balance. In many stories, the rainbow serpent punishes those who harm the environment or disrespect sacred sites, emphasizing the importance of living in harmony with nature. This belief reflects the deep ecological wisdom of the Aboriginal people, who see themselves not as separate from the land but as its custodians, responsible for its care and preservation. As we reflect on the Dreamtime, we are reminded of the universal themes that resonate across cultures: the interconnectedness of life, the power of ancestral wisdom, and the enduring bond between humanity and the natural world. And now, our journey takes us to the shadowy depths of the Persian underworld, Arjang, where darkness and demons await, but that is a tale for another moment. Leaving behind the vibrant Dreamtime of the Aboriginal people, we now descend into the shadowy depths of the Persian underworld, Arjang. This realm, steeped in darkness and populated by demons, stands as a stark contrast to the luminous and interconnected world of the Dreamtime. In Persian mythology, Arjang is a place of judgment and purification, where souls face the consequences of their earthly deeds. It is a world where light and darkness are locked in an eternal struggle, and where the choices made in life determine one's fate in the afterlife. At the heart of this underworld lies the concept of duality, a central theme in Zoroastrianism, the ancient religion of Persia. According to Zoroastrian beliefs, the universe is a battleground between Ahura Mazda, the god of light and wisdom, and Angra Mainyu, the spirit of darkness and chaos. Arjang embodies this cosmic conflict, serving as a place where the souls of the dead are tested and their ultimate destiny is decided. The journey through Arjang is fraught with peril. Souls must navigate a labyrinth of darkness, facing demons and other malevolent forces that seek to drag them into eternal suffering. yet they are not without guidance. Mithra, the ancient Persian god of light, truth, and justice, plays a crucial role in this journey. As a divine judge, Mithra weighs the deeds of the soul, ensuring that the righteous are led to safety while the wicked are condemned to torment. His presence offers hope to those who have lived virtuous lives, reminding them that even in the darkest of realms, light and justice prevail. This legend reflects the profound influence of Zoroastrianism on Persian culture and its enduring emphasis on moral responsibility. The idea that one's actions in life determine their fate in the afterlife is a powerful reminder of the importance of living with integrity and purpose. It also highlights the belief in a cosmic order where good and evil are not abstract concepts but tangible forces that shape the destiny of every soul. As we explore the depths of Arjang, we are reminded of the universal themes that connect these ancient myths: the struggle between light and darkness, the importance of moral choices, and the hope for redemption. And now our journey continues to the icy realms of the Incan underworld, Uku Pacha, where the dead reside beneath the earth and the god Supe watches over the shadows. But that is a tale for another moment. From the shadowy depths of Arjang, we now journey to the icy, subterranean world of the Incan underworld, Uku Pacha. Unlike the fiery or desolate realms we've explored so far, Uku Pacha is a place deeply tied to the earth itself, a hidden domain beneath the surface where the dead reside and the forces of fertility and renewal hold sway. For the Inca, this underworld was not just a place of darkness but also a source of life, reflecting their belief in the cyclical nature of existence. Uku Pacha, meaning the world below, was one of the three realms in Incan cosmology alongside Honan Pacha, the world above, and K Pacha, the world of the living. This underworld was ruled by Supe, a complex deity often associated with death and the spirits of the dead. But Supe was not merely a figure of fear. In Incan belief, he also governed the minerals and treasures hidden within the earth, making him a god of both death and abundance. This duality reflects the Incas' understanding of life and death as interconnected forces, where endings give rise to new beginnings. One of the most fascinating aspects of Uku Pacha is its connection to fertility. The Inca believed that the dead residing in this underworld played a vital role in ensuring the fertility of the land. Offerings and rituals were performed to honor the ancestors and seek their blessings for bountiful harvests. This belief underscores the Incas' reverence for their ancestors and their deep connection to the natural world. Among the many legends tied to Uku Pacha, one stands out: the tale of a hero who ventured into this realm to rescue a loved one. This story, much like the Greek myth of Orpheus and Eurydice, speaks to the universal theme of love transcending the boundaries of life and death. The hero's journey through Uku Pacha was fraught with challenges, from navigating its labyrinthine tunnels to confronting Supe himself. Yet, it was also a journey of transformation, as the hero learned to navigate the delicate balance between life, death, and rebirth. This legend, like so many others we've explored, reveals the Incas' profound understanding of the interconnectedness of all things. Uku Pacha was not just a place of endings but also a source of renewal, a reminder that even in the darkest depths, there is the potential for growth and transformation. As we leave the icy embrace of Uku Pacha, our journey takes us next to the ancient city of Babylon, where the underworld of Urkala awaits. There, we'll uncover the story of Ishtar's descent and the challenges she faced in her quest to conquer death itself. But that is a tale for another moment. Now we step into the ancient sands of Babylon, where the underworld of Urkala lies hidden beneath the earth. Unlike the icy depths of Uku Pacha, Urkala is a realm of dust and shadows, a place where the dead dwell in eternal silence. Ruled by the formidable goddess Ereshkigal, this underworld was a stark and unyielding domain, reflecting the Babylonian understanding of death as an inevitable and unchanging force. At the heart of Erkala's mythology is the story of Ishtar, the goddess of love and war, who dared to descend into this forbidding realm. Ishtar's journey was not one of mere curiosity but of necessity. Driven by grief and determination, she sought to confront Ereshkigal and reclaim her lover Tammuz from the clutches of death. Yet the path to Erkala was no simple descent. Each of the 7 gates leading to the underworld stripped Ishtar of her divine power, leaving her vulnerable and exposed. By the time she reached Ereshkigal's throne, Ishtar stood naked and powerless, a stark contrast to her usual radiant self. Ereshkigal, the queen of Erkala, was no benevolent ruler. She embodied the harsh realities of death, and her encounter with Ishtar was a clash of wills. Ishtar's presence in the underworld disrupted the natural order, and Ereshkigal responded with fury, imprisoning the goddess and unleashing chaos upon the world above. Without Ishtar's life-giving energy, the earth fell barren, and the gods themselves grew desperate. The resolution of this tale lies in the intervention of the gods, who forced Ereshkigal to release Ishtar. However, the price of her freedom was steep. Tammuz, Ishtar's beloved, was required to spend half the year in Erkala, symbolizing the cycle of death and rebirth that governed both the natural world and human existence. This myth reflects the Babylonian belief in the inevitability of death and the hope of renewal, a theme that resonates deeply in their culture. Erkala, with its stark and unyielding nature, serves as a reminder of the fragility of life and the power of the divine. The story of Ishtar's descent not only highlights the challenges of confronting death, but also underscores the Babylonian view of the afterlife as a place of both finality and transformation. As we leave the dust of Erkala behind, our journey takes us next to the mystical realm of the Tibetan Bardo, a transitional state between death and rebirth. There we'll explore the soul's journey through this liminal space and the profound spiritual teachings that guide it, but that is a story for another moment. Now we shift our gaze to the high mountains of Tibet, where the concept of the Bardo offers a unique perspective on the afterlife. Unlike the static realms we've explored so far, the Bardo is a transitional state, a liminal space between death and rebirth. This intermediate stage is not a destination but a journey, one that every soul must navigate to reach its next incarnation. The Bardo is both a place of profound transformation and a test of spiritual readiness, reflecting the Tibetan belief in the cyclical nature of existence. At the heart of this journey lies the Tibetan Book of the Dead, a sacred text that serves as a guide for the soul navigating the Bardo. This ancient manuscript, known as the Bardo Thodol, is not merely a map but a spiritual companion, offering instructions to help the deceased recognize the visions and challenges they encounter. The Bardo is described as a realm of vivid and often terrifying apparitions, where the soul is confronted with both divine and wrathful deities. These beings are not external forces but manifestations of the soul's own karma, reflecting its past actions and intentions. The journey through the Bardo is divided into 3 distinct stages. The first, known as the Chikhai Bardo, occurs at the moment of death, when the soul experiences a brilliant light representing ultimate reality. Those who recognize this light can achieve liberation, escaping the cycle of rebirth. For most, however, the journey continues into the Choniad Bardo, where the soul encounters a series of visions that test its spiritual awareness. These visions can be overwhelming, but the Book of the Dead provides guidance on how to remain calm and focused, urging the soul to see these apparitions as illusions rather than threats. The final stage, the Sidpa Bardo, is where the soul prepares for rebirth. Here, the pull of past karma becomes stronger, drawing the soul toward its next life. The Book of the Dead advises the soul to choose its next incarnation wisely, emphasizing the importance of spiritual preparation during life. This preparation, which includes meditation, ethical living, and the study of sacred texts, is seen as essential for navigating the Bardo successfully. The Tibetan concept of the bardo is not just a description of the afterlife but a call to action for the living. It reminds us that death is not an end but a transition, and that our actions in this life shape our journey in the next. By understanding the bardo, we gain insight into the impermanence of existence and the importance of spiritual growth. As we leave the mystical realm of the bardo, our journey takes us next to the icy mists of Niflheim, a chilling underworld from Germanic mythology. There, we'll uncover the tales of heroes who dared to venture into its frozen depths and the lessons they learned about mortality and courage. But that is a story for another moment. Now we step into the frostbitten realm of Niflheim, a chilling underworld from Germanic mythology that stands in stark contrast to the fiery pits of other underworlds we've explored. Niflheim, whose name translates to mist home, is a land of perpetual cold, shrouded in icy mists and endless darkness. It is one of the primordial realms in Norse cosmology, said to have existed even before the creation of the world itself. This frozen domain is not just a place of death but a symbol of the harsh, unyielding forces of nature that the ancient Germanic peoples both feared and revered. Niflheim is closely tied to Helheim, the realm of the dead ruled by the goddess Hel. While Helheim is where most souls reside after death, Niflheim serves as a more foreboding and desolate counterpart, reserved for those who meet particularly grim fates. Hel, the daughter of Loki, presides over both realms, embodying the duality of death as both a natural end and a cold, unfeeling force. Her realm is not one of punishment like the Christian hell, but rather a neutral space where the dead continue their existence, separated from the living by an impassable river. One of the most compelling legends tied to Niflheim is the tale of a hero who dared to venture into its frozen depths. This story, often associated with the god Hermod, recounts his journey to rescue his brother Baldur from the clutches of death. Baldur, the beloved god of light, had been killed through Loki's treachery and his soul was taken to Helheim. Hermod, driven by love and determination, rode Odin's eight-legged horse Sleipnir through the icy wastes of Niflheim to reach Hel's hall. There he pleaded with Hel to release Baldur, but she set a condition: every living thing in the world must weep for Baldur's return. Though the gods nearly succeeded in meeting this condition, Loki's interference ensured Baldur remained in the underworld, highlighting the inevitability of death and the limits of even divine power. This legend underscores the themes of bravery and mortality that permeate Germanic mythology. Hermod's journey into Niflheim is not just a physical quest but a spiritual one, reflecting the courage required to confront the unknown and the acceptance of life's impermanence. The icy realm of Niflheim serves as a reminder of the fragility of existence and the resilience needed to face its challenges. As we leave the frozen mists of Niflheim, our next destination takes us to the shadowy realm of Orcus, the Roman underworld. There, we'll uncover the tales of heroes and gods who ventured into its depths, exploring how Roman beliefs about the afterlife shaped their culture and worldview. But that is a story for another moment. Now we turn our gaze to the shadowy depths of Orcus, the Roman underworld, a realm steeped in mystery and governed by Pluto, the god of the dead. Unlike the icy desolation of Niflheim, Orcus is a place of solemn darkness where the souls of the departed reside under the watchful eye of Pluto and his queen Proserpina. This underworld, often conflated with the Greek Hades, holds a unique place in Roman mythology, reflecting the empire's deep connection to themes of fate, duty, and the afterlife. One of the most famous journeys into Orcus is recounted in Virgil's epic, the Aeneid. Aeneas, the Trojan hero destined to found Rome, descends into the underworld to seek guidance from his father, Anchises. Guided by the Sibyl, a prophetess of Apollo, Aeneas crosses the river Styx where Charon, the ferryman, transports souls to the realm of the dead. Along the way, Aeneas encounters the sorrowful shades of those who died before their time, including the tragic figure of Dido, the Carthaginian queen who took her own life after Aeneas abandoned her. In the heart of Orcus, Aeneas meets his father, who reveals a vision of Rome's glorious future. Anchises explains the concept of reincarnation, where souls are purified and reborn to fulfill their destinies. This moment is not just a personal reunion, but a profound exploration of fate and duty, as Aeneas is reminded of his responsibility to his people and the divine mission that drives him. The journey through Orcus serves as a pivotal moment in Aeneas' story, solidifying his resolve to lead the Trojans to their promised land. Roman beliefs about the afterlife were deeply intertwined with their cultural values. Orcus was not merely a place of punishment or reward, but a reflection of the Roman emphasis on order, duty, and the continuity of the state. The underworld was a space where the living could commune with their ancestors, seeking wisdom and guidance. This connection to the dead reinforced the Roman ideal of pietas, or duty to family, gods, and country, a theme that resonates throughout Virgil's work. The influence of Orcus extended beyond mythology into Roman daily life. Funerary practices such as the construction of elaborate tombs and the celebration of festivals like the Parentalia honored the dead and ensured their favor. The Romans believed that neglecting these duties could bring misfortune, as the spirits of the dead held the power to influence the living. This belief in the interconnectedness of life and death shaped Roman society, fostering a culture that revered its ancestors and upheld its obligations with unwavering dedication. As we leave the solemn halls of Orcus, our journey through the underworld takes us to the vibrant and complex spirit world of Native American traditions. There, we'll explore how the living and the dead coexist in a delicate balance, shaping the beliefs and practices of countless tribes across the Americas. But that is a tale for another time. Now, let us step into the vast and intricate spirit world of Native American traditions, a realm where the boundaries between the living and the dead blur, and the natural and supernatural coexist in harmony. Unlike the structured underworlds of other cultures, the Native American spirit world is deeply intertwined with the land, the elements, and the cycles of nature. It is a place where ancestors, spirits, and animal guides play vital roles in guiding the souls of the departed and influencing the lives of the living. In many Native American belief systems, the journey of the soul after death is not a linear path but a continuation of existence within the spirit world. The soul is believed to travel to this realm, often guided by animal spirits that serve as protectors and messengers. These animal guides, such as the wolf, eagle, or bear, are revered for their wisdom and strength, embodying the qualities needed to navigate the challenges of the afterlife. The spirit world is not a place of judgment or punishment, but a space of renewal, where souls may rest, learn, and prepare for their next journey, whether that be reincarnation or eternal peace. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Native American spirit world is the presence of the trickster figure, a character found in many tribal legends. The trickster, often represented by animals like the coyote, raven, or rabbit, is a complex and paradoxical figure. While they can be mischievous and unpredictable, they also serve as teachers and catalysts for change. Through their antics, the trickster challenges the status quo, reveals hidden truths, and teaches important lessons about humility, adaptability, and the interconnectedness of all life. In many stories, the trickster acts as a bridge between the human world and the spirit world, reminding us that the boundaries between these realms are fluid and ever-changing. The spirit world is not just a distant afterlife, but a living presence in the daily lives of Native American communities. Rituals, ceremonies, and storytelling keep the connection to ancestors and spirits alive, ensuring that their wisdom and guidance continue to shape the present. The belief in the spirit world reflects a profound respect for the natural world and the unseen forces that govern it, emphasizing balance, harmony, and the enduring bond between the living and the dead. As we leave the vibrant spirit world of Native American traditions, our journey through the underworld takes us to the ancestral realm of African cultures, where the dead are honored as vital members of the community. influencing the living in profound and meaningful ways. But that is a story for the next chapter. Now let us journey to the heart of Africa, where the ancestral realm holds a sacred place in the lives of the living. Unlike the underworlds of other cultures, the African ancestral realm is not a distant or separate place, but a vibrant, ever-present force that shapes the daily lives of communities. Here, the dead are not gone but remain active participants in the world, offering guidance, protection, and wisdom to their descendants. This belief reflects a profound connection between the living and the dead, where ancestors are revered as guardians and mediators between the human and spiritual worlds. In many African traditions, ancestors are seen as the bridge between the past and the present, ensuring the continuity of cultural values and traditions. They are honored through rituals, offerings, and ceremonies that strengthen the bond between the living and the departed. These practices vary across cultures but often include pouring libations, sharing meals, or performing dances and songs dedicated to the ancestors. Through these acts, communities express gratitude, seek blessings, and maintain harmony with the spiritual realm. The ancestors, in turn, are believed to influence the fortunes of the living, offering protection, healing, and guidance in times of need. One of the most compelling legends tied to the ancestral realm is the story of a hero who ventured into the spirit world to seek the wisdom of the ancestors. In this tale, the hero, often a young warrior or a chosen individual, embarks on a perilous journey to the realm of the dead. Guided by a spiritual elder or a sacred animal, the hero faces trials that test their courage, humility, and respect for the ancestors. Upon reaching the ancestral realm, the hero is granted profound insights and teachings that transform their life and, by extension, their community. This legend underscores the belief that communication with the ancestors is not only possible but essential for personal and communal growth. The African ancestral realm is a testament to the enduring power of memory and tradition. It reminds us that the dead are never truly gone as long as they are remembered and honored. This belief fosters a deep sense of responsibility among the living to uphold the values and teachings of their ancestors, ensuring that their legacy continues to shape the future. As we move forward in our exploration of the underworld, we will delve into the Korean concept of Jigwi, a realm of judgment and punishment that offers a stark contrast to the nurturing presence of the African ancestral realm. Now, let us turn our gaze to the Korean underworld known as Jigwi, a realm steeped in judgment and retribution. Unlike the nurturing presence of the African ancestral realm, Jigwi is a place where souls face the consequences of their earthly actions, guided by a strict system of justice. This underworld is governed by the 10 kings of hell, each presiding over a specific court where the deeds of the deceased are meticulously examined. The journey through Jigwi is not one of comfort but of reckoning, as souls are led through a series of trials to determine their ultimate fate. The 10 kings of hell, each with their own distinct role, oversee the process of judgment. These kings are not mere arbiters of punishment but also figures of wisdom, ensuring that every soul receives a fair assessment based on their life's actions. The first king, for instance, evaluates the soul's moral conduct, while the second king examines their adherence to societal duties. This continues through the 10 courts, with each king delving deeper into the soul's past, uncovering both their virtues and transgressions. The process is rigorous, reflecting the Korean belief in the importance of moral accountability and the consequences of one's choices. One of the most fascinating legends tied to Jigwi is the tale of a clever hero who outsmarted the 10 kings of hell. In this story, the hero, often portrayed as a cunning trickster or a resourceful commoner, finds themselves in Jigwi after death. Faced with the daunting task of navigating the 10 courts, the hero uses their wit and ingenuity to evade punishment. By exploiting loopholes in the rules of judgment or appealing to the king's sense of fairness, the hero manages to escape the harshest penalties, often securing a favorable outcome for themselves and others. This legend not only entertains but also underscores the value of intelligence and resourcefulness in overcoming adversity. The Korean concept of Jigwi offers a stark contrast to the more nurturing underworlds we've explored. It emphasizes the inevitability of judgment and the importance of living a virtuous life. Yet it also carries a message of hope, as the legend of the hero reminds us that even in the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges, cleverness and determination can prevail. As we continue our journey through the dark legends of the underworld, we will next explore the Filipino realm of Casamon, a place of darkness and suffering where the soul's journey takes yet another dramatic turn. Shifting our focus to the Philippines, we now enter the shadowy realm of Casamon, a place steeped in darkness and torment. Unlike the structured judgment of Jigwi, Casamon is a chaotic underworld where souls endure suffering as they navigate the consequences of their earthly lives. This realm is ruled by Sadapa, the god of death, a figure both feared and revered for his power over life and the afterlife. Sadapa's role is not just to oversee the dead, but to ensure that each soul faces the trials befitting their actions in life, a reflection of the Filipino belief in the balance of justice and retribution. The journey through Casamon is one of hardship and despair. Souls are said to traverse a series of treacherous landscapes, from fiery pits to icy caverns, each designed to test their endurance and resolve. These trials are not random but are tailored to the individual's past deeds, ensuring that every soul confronts the weight of their choices. Sadapa, though stern, is not without compassion. He is often depicted as a figure who listens to the pleas of the dead, offering guidance or even redemption to those who show genuine remorse. This duality makes him a complex and compelling figure in Filipino mythology. One of the most captivating legends tied to Casamon is the story of a brave hero who ventured into this grim underworld to rescue a loved one. In this tale, the hero, often portrayed as a devoted lover or a loyal family member, descends into Casamon after the untimely death of someone dear to them. Armed with courage and determination, the hero faces Sadapa's challenges head-on, navigating the horrors of the underworld to plead for the soul's return. Through acts of selflessness and unwavering love, the hero often succeeds in swaying Sadapa, who grants them the chance to bring their loved one back to the world of the living. This legend not only highlights the power of love and sacrifice, but also underscores the Filipino belief in the possibility of redemption, even in the face of death. Casamon, with its themes of suffering and salvation, offers a stark yet poignant perspective on the afterlife. It reminds us that even in the darkest of realms, there is room for hope, courage, and the enduring strength of human connection. As we continue our exploration of the underworld's many faces, we will next delve into the Maori realm of Rarohenga, a place where spirits and ancestors reside, shaping the living world in profound ways. Now we journey to the heart of Maori mythology, where the underworld known as Rarohenga awaits. This realm is not just a place of darkness but a vibrant world where spirits and ancestors reside, continuing to influence the living in profound ways. Rarohenga is deeply intertwined with the Maori understanding of life, death, and the enduring connection between the physical and spiritual worlds. It is here that the souls of the departed embark on a journey, guided by the wisdom of their ancestors and the watchful presence of Hain Nui Te Po, the goddess of death. Hain Nui Te Po, whose name translates to Great Woman of the Night, is a figure of immense power and significance. She is both a guardian and a guide, ensuring that the souls of the dead find their rightful place in Rarohenga. Her role is not merely to oversee the afterlife, but to maintain the delicate balance between life and death, a concept central to Maori cosmology. Hain Nui Te Po is often depicted as a compassionate yet formidable figure, embodying the duality of creation and destruction. Her story is deeply rooted in Maori tradition, where she is said to have descended into the underworld after a profound realization about the nature of mortality, choosing to remain there to guide others on their journey. One of the most captivating legends associated with Rarohenga is the tale of Moi, the trickster hero of Maori mythology. Moi, known for his cunning and bravery, sought to conquer death itself by entering the body of Hein Nui Tipo as she slept. His plan was to pass through her and emerge from her mouth, thereby reversing the cycle of life and death. However, his bold attempt was thwarted when the goddess awoke, crushing him with the power of her obsidian teeth. This legend serves as a poignant reminder of the inevitability of death and the limits of human ambition. It also underscores the Maori belief in respecting the natural order, where life and death are seen as interconnected forces rather than opposing ones. Rarohenga, with its rich tapestry of spirits, ancestors, and divine figures, offers a unique perspective on the afterlife. It is a realm where the past and present converge, where the wisdom of the ancestors continues to shape the lives of the living. As we reflect on the stories of Hein Nui, Tipo, and Moi, we are reminded of the enduring power of myth to explore the mysteries of existence. Next, we will turn our attention to the Jewish concept of Sheol, a shadowy realm that offers yet another fascinating glimpse into humanity's diverse interpretations of the afterlife. Now we shift our focus to the ancient Jewish concept of Sheol, a shadowy and enigmatic realm of the dead. Unlike many of the underworlds we've explored so far, Sheol is not a place of punishment or reward, but rather a neutral, Soma domain where all souls, regardless of their deeds in life, are said to reside. This concept is deeply rooted in the Hebrew Bible, where Sheol is often described as a dark, silent pit beneath the earth, a place where the dead are cut off from the living and from God. It is a realm of stillness where the souls of the departed exist in a state of diminished consciousness, far removed from the vibrancy of life. In early Judaism, the idea of an afterlife was not as clearly defined as in other traditions. Sheol was not a place of judgment or moral reckoning, but simply the final destination for all humanity. The Hebrew Bible frequently refers to Sheol as a universal fate, emphasizing the inevitability of death and the equality of all people in the face of it. This lack of a detailed afterlife concept reflects the early Jewish focus on earthly life and the covenant between God and his people, rather than on what lay beyond death. The emphasis was on living a righteous life in accordance with God's laws, with less attention given to the mysteries of the afterlife. However, over time, Jewish beliefs about the afterlife began to evolve, particularly during the Second Temple period. Influences from neighboring cultures, as well as internal theological developments, led to the emergence of more complex ideas about what happens after death. Concepts of resurrection, divine judgment, and a more structured afterlife began to take shape. By the time of the Talmudic era, Jewish thought had expanded to include the idea of Gan Eden, or the Garden of Eden, as a place of reward for the righteous, and Gehenna, a place of purification or punishment for the wicked. These developments marked a significant shift from the earlier, more ambiguous understanding of Sheol. The evolution of Jewish beliefs about the afterlife reflects a broader human desire to make sense of mortality and to find meaning beyond the physical world. Sheol, with its shadowy and mysterious nature, serves as a reminder of the ancient roots of these questions and the ways in which they have been reinterpreted over centuries. As we move forward, we'll explore the Christian concept of hell, a realm that builds upon these earlier ideas but takes them in a dramatically different direction. Now we turn our attention to the Christian concept of hell, a realm that has captivated and terrified imaginations for centuries. Unlike the shadowy neutrality of Sheol, hell is depicted as a place of eternal punishment, reserved for the wicked and unrepentant. This fiery underworld is vividly described in the Bible, particularly in the New Testament, where it is portrayed as a place of unending torment, separated from the presence of God. The imagery of hell as a lake of fire, brimstone, and eternal suffering has become deeply ingrained in Christian theology, serving as a stark warning against sin and a call to righteousness. The concept of hell in Christianity is rooted in the teachings of Jesus, who often spoke of Gehenna, a term borrowed from the Jewish tradition to describe a place of divine judgment. In the Gospels, hell is presented as the ultimate consequence for those who reject God's grace and live in defiance of His commandments. The Book of Revelation further amplifies this imagery, describing hell as a place where the devil, the beast, and false prophets are cast into a lake of fire, symbolizing eternal separation from God. This depiction of hell as a place of both physical and spiritual torment has shaped Christian views on morality, justice, and the afterlife. One of the most influential portrayals of hell comes not from the Bible itself but from literature. Dante Alighieri's Inferno, the first part of his epic poem, The Divine Comedy. Written in the early 14th century, Dante's Inferno takes readers on a harrowing journey through the 9 circles of hell, each reserved for different sins and their corresponding punishments. From the outer circle, where the uncommitted are tormented, to the deepest pit, where Satan himself resides, Dante's vivid descriptions and imaginative punishments have left an indelible mark on Western culture. His work not only popularized the idea of a structured, hierarchical hell, but also reinforced the moral and theological underpinnings of eternal punishment. Dante's Inferno has had a profound influence on how hell is perceived in art, literature, and even popular culture. Its imagery has inspired countless depictions of hell in paintings, sculptures, and films, shaping the collective imagination of what eternal damnation might look like. Beyond its artistic impact, Dante's vision of hell has also influenced Christian thought, emphasizing the gravity of sin and the importance of repentance. The poem serves as a powerful reminder of the consequences of moral failure and the hope of redemption. As we conclude our exploration of the underworld, the Christian concept of hell stands as a stark contrast to many of the earlier legends we've examined. It reflects a shift from the neutral, shadowy realms of ancient traditions to a more morally charged vision of the afterlife, where justice and punishment play central roles. This evolution underscores humanity's enduring fascination with the mysteries of death and the afterlife, as well as the ways in which these beliefs continue to shape our understanding of morality and the divine. As we bring our journey through the underworld to a close, it's impossible not to marvel at the incredible diversity of these 30 dark legends. From the fiery depths of Christian hell to the icy desolation of Norse Helheim, from the shadowy realms of Mesopotamian Ker to the intricate labyrinths of Chinese Diyu, each culture has crafted its own unique vision of what lies beyond death. These stories, though rooted in different times and places, share a common thread: a profound fascination with the mysteries of the afterlife and the human desire to understand what awaits us beyond the veil. These legends are more than just tales of fear and wonder. They are mirrors reflecting the values, beliefs, and fears of the societies that created them. The Mesopotamians saw the underworld as a place of trials and transformation, while the Greeks envisioned it as a realm of judgment and consequence. The Aztecs and Mayans viewed death as a journey fraught with challenges, while the Celts and Norse saw it as a continuation of life in another form. Each legend offers a glimpse into how our ancestors grappled with the unknown, using storytelling to make sense of the greatest mystery of all: what happens when we die. But the influence of these underworld legends doesn't end with ancient history. They continue to shape our modern world, inspiring countless works of art, literature, and film. From Dante's Inferno to contemporary horror movies, the imagery and themes of these ancient myths remain as powerful today as they were centuries ago. They remind us that no matter how much we learn about the world, the afterlife remains a source of endless fascination and speculation. So, which of these 30 legends resonated with you the most? Was it the haunting beauty of the Celtic otherworld, the relentless trials of Mayan Xibalba, or the moral weight of Christian hell? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the dark legends of the underworld, Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. There are so many more historical mysteries waiting to be explored, and we can't wait to share them with you. Until next time, keep exploring the shadows of history. You never know what secrets you might uncover.